Consuming and how it kills creativity. That's the title of today's video, and that's what I'm coming on here to talk about. Now, before I get into this video, I just want to make a quick disclaimer. This video will not be heavily edited. This is probably going to have little to no edits on it. This video isn't scripted down, and I don't have any bullet points that I want to go over and talk about. This video is just straight off the dome, just something that, I'm a kind of freestyle and just let it go where it goes. So, excuse me if it may seem a little, unrational and uncoordinated, but, I'll try to make sure it's conformed as much as possible. But like I said, going back to the title, consumption and how it kills creativity, or consuming and how it kills creativity, right? I'm going to put the definition up here, like on the side or this side, one of these sides. But I'm pretty sure if I was to ask you or anybody, you would know the definition, or you would be able to give me a definition of or what consuming is, right? Now, in hindsight, consuming things has positives and negatives to it, right? I'm going to be more so focusing on the negatives that come with consuming, i.e. the title on how it kills creativity, right? Like I said, most people could give a general idea or general definition in better words of what consuming means, right? We do it on a daily basis, right? Whether that's through food, entertainment, YouTube, reading books, watching basketball, watching anime, playing video games, things like that. All these things is some type of form of you consuming that, right? Just like that. That's an easy example right there. That most people already know and understand. Things like that you do on a daily basis, those can be defined and those can be under the branch of consuming, right? It's something that happens on a daily basis, right? And, it's not nothing like, too irrational or very dreadful, because like I said, you do it on a daily basis, right? But it starts to become bad to the point where you do it so often and you do it so much that it becomes unconscious. You know what I mean? You find yourself unconsciously doing it on a daily basis in things that may not be that overall positive and overall bettering your experience, and in your situation, you know what I mean? Or just life in general, right? Now, consuming things like, math problems, math work, reading, history, science, things like that, things that you're going to be learning from and actually taking that information that you're consuming and producing it into something that's even greater, right? That's the good things that come behind consuming things, right? The positive outlooks, the positive things of it, learn the learning aspect pretty much, right? But then I feel like you had the entertainment side, right? Your YouTube, your video games, movies, anime, TV, basketball, things like that, right? Now, in the beginning, like I said, it's not that overall bad, but when you're consuming that thing so much, when you're consuming like the things that don't overall better or impact your life to where it's changing your situation and putting you in a better position, that's when it starts to become a problem. And I feel like that's the part where, the creativity aspect starts to dwindle and not really, come into fruition, right? Because say for instance, right, and this is an example that I can use myself, right? Say you're watching YouTube too much, right? You're on YouTube, daily for hours on end, you know what I mean? constant videos. Most of the videos that you're clicking on, you're not even watching all the way fully through, which some of y'all be doing. Y'all need to watch the video all the way through. Come on now. I ain't speaking for that long, bruh. You know what I mean? You can watch the whole video now, alright? Help your boy out, alright? But some of the videos that you clicking on and watching, you're not even watching, all the way until the end, right? And you're doing this constantly. You're just consuming different forms of entertainment. Some of it can be positive, but still, right? Say, for instance, in an example with me, I not only enjoy watching YouTube, but I produce YouTube content, right? But at the end of the day, I need to have a boundary, and I need to place in mind that if I consume too much, right? Say I need to find a topic for a video, right? If I'm consuming too much and I'm taking everything within that somebody else is saying, and I'm just looking for answers, from everybody else and from videos, and I'm just constantly keep watching and watching and watching and watching, how am I going to be able to take the time out to sit back and see what I think about it and what my perspective is if all I'm doing is basing everything that I get from somebody else? And that's no knock on anybody else, because some people do spread good and valuable information, that not only help me, but many other people. You have your Jordan Greens, your Ice Cold JTs, your Gerber Johnson, just to name a couple examples right there. You know what I mean? Those are people that I pull, inspiration from, and, I gain some type of insight from, right? But if I was to focus and consume their content, to an unhealthy extent, how am I going to be able to use my own creativity, use my own thoughts in order to produce something on my own, right? Without just taking everything that somebody else says, right? That's where I feel like the part where the creativity dwindles, right? That's the part where I feel like the creativity dwindles at, and where you're not able to be able to produce and think on your own and do things for yourself, right? Now, like I said, at the end of the day, it's not inherently bad, right? You can consume these things, but just understand that you can also come at it with your perspective and your own individual thoughts. That way, it's not just, almost a carbon copy or you plagiarizing somebody else, right? Take what you get from the things that you consume, like if you, like a YouTuber, take the videos, take the information that you consume from it, use that and try to just, put your own spin on it. Put your own spin on it. You know what I mean? Put your own unique, individualized thoughts on it, and, create a barrier, use some of that information that they said and that you thought of, and use like I said, use some of the information that you thought of also, and put that together in order to make it come across more original and make it be more open. You know what I mean? That way that it's not blocking yourself in order for you to be able to express yourself to the fullest extent without putting a burden or a hindrance on yourself, right? Take that information, trust within yourself that you're able to make something out of that, and go within on that, right? Now, this is not something that's going to happen overnight or something that's just going to click easily. Sometimes it may take one person, a little bit longer to get to it. Sometimes it may take somebody a little bit easier to get to it. I know when I started out making videos, it didn't come to me that easy, right? Most of the times if I was going to do a video, I had to make a script, or I had to bullet point it down. And I had to pull from some type of other source or information in order to be able to comprise a good overall video without it falling apart, right? And this is not perfect. Now, I still got a long way to go with this. I feel like I could get better when it comes to these freestyle type videos, and me just, bringing my own thoughts and ideas forth into the video, right? But once you get more practice with it, right, maybe you need to go in fully and just consume and just try to pull out as much information as you can. Don't plagiarize now. I will say that. That's another disclaimer. Pull the information from, whatever source that you may be getting it from. But don't plagiarize. Don't copy it one for one. If you have to, list down every point that they talked about in that video in order for you to comprise, a overall concise video, then do with that, that you need to do with it, But don't copy them one for one, because that's just unoriginal, and, that's not cool. You know what I mean? But start out like that until you're able to build the trust within yourself in order to have that confidence in coming across on the camera, or coming across in any aspect of life that you do, in order to bring your own creative spin on it, and your own ideas, right? Your own output on it, without having the hindrance of that creativity, of those thoughts being blocked, because most of it has come from you consuming other content, right? So that's what I wanted to come on here and talk about. I really didn't want to make this too long. I wanted to try to get straight to the point in this video without babbling on too long, and just making it very simple. But let me know if there's anything that I could have said better. Let me know if it's anything that I could have elaborated on better. But like I said, this was just quick, straight off the dome, and not too much, being done to this video. But let me know if, like I said, if there's things I could have been, let me know if there's things I could have did better. And make sure you like, comment, share, and subscribe. And I'm out.